All right, so you need a work table for your shop and you've got limited time and you've only got a single sheet of plywood. Well, I've got the answer for you. Today, I'm gonna turn this single sheet of plywood into a 3-tiered table, and I'm gonna do it all in under an hour. So stay tuned and check it out. All right, so I'm gonna show you my watch so you know that I'm not cheating. All right, so today it is Sunday the 15th at 1:51. And just so you know, that's not like a screenshot or anything weird. 1:51. So at 2:51 p.m., I want to be done with this thing. Let's get to it. The first pieces to be cut out are the tops to the 2 lower shelves. Pull a dimension of 3'10". And I'm going about this a little differently than normal. Usually I use relative dimensions as I'm working through a project, but this time I'm making all the cuts first and hoping it all goes together as planned since I'm on a limited time frame. All right, now this one I got a cross cut at 3'10", so I can get a bunch of little pieces out of this side, and then the majority of this is going to be the table top, like the top. So let me cut this one at 3'10", and then get after it. 3'10". All right, so now I'm going to chop up this piece into a bunch of smaller pieces. All right, so we got all our pieces cut out. Now it's time to assemble. So I'm gonna start with the 2 lower shelves and just get those assembled. Then I'm gonna move on to the legs, assemble those, and then start putting everything together. Here we go. And that's the time. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it, but let's see. All right, so initially I'm gonna assemble everything using glue and some brad nails, and then I'm gonna come back later with some screws just to give it some extra strength. Let's do one more of those. Well, I'm sad to report that an hour has passed and I'm not quite done with this. You know, nap time was over, so I had to go back on daddy duty. Regardless of that, I think the cooler part about this build is that it can be all built from 1 sheet of plywood. Joe Schmo can build it in 2 hours and John Doe can build it in 4 hours. Regardless of the person though, the whole project can be built from 1 sheet of plywood. So I think that's the cooler thing about this project. With that being said, I'm just over an hour into this build, so I guess let's just set the timer and see how long it takes me in the end. All right, now time for the legs. So we're gonna take one of each of these pieces, put them together like that, and just connect them, and then that's gonna be one of the legs. There we go, we've got 1 leg. 4 legs done. All right, so to reinforce everything, I'm gonna use a countersink drill bit first. So it's a drill bit, and then this part kind of countersinks the head of the screw. So the head of the screw sits at or below the surface of the material. And then for the screw, I'm gonna use these 1 5/8 inch deck screws. Now, just a whole bunch more. All right, now we can finally start assembling this. So for this bottom shelf, I'm just going to lift it up a little bit using some offcuts. So this is about 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm gonna stick the leg right here. And I'll use some glue in there too, but then I'm just gonna drive in some screws and attach that in place. Let's get some on this side. now it's just rinse and repeat on the other 3 corners. Alright, so we've got the bottom shelf in place. Now I want to measure up and set the second shelf in place. So to do that, I'm going to measure from the bottom up 1 foot 9 inches and make a mark. So I'll do that on all 4 legs, and that's going to be the bottom of the second shelf. And for the second shelf, I'm not going to use glue on the corners just because I want to test this height out and see if that's the right spacing that I want in the long run. So with these clamps, I can get it pretty close, but then I can take my hand and push it up with my thumb just until it's at that line. And then drive some screws in. Once again, it's going to be rinse and repeat on the other 3 legs. Alright, so we're just about done. We just got the top frame and surface to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this whole thing upside down, attach the frame, then flip it back over and attach the top. Let me show you. Alright, so while I've got the workbench upside down, I'm going to add some casters to the bottom. I'm probably going to swap these out in the future with some locking casters, but they were all out of those at the store. So we're just going to install these today. And to do that, I've cut some squares from the little bit of offcuts that we still have left of the plywood. And I'm just going to install those right in this corner here. And then I can install the casters right on top. Put that right in place. And then countersink and drive in some screws. These are 1 5/8 inch screws. It's kind of hard to say. And I'm going to use these 1 1/4 inch screws to attach the casters to the workbench, simply because they've got this flat bottom on the underside of the head. So what that does is it allows the screw to sit flat on the caster plate. Now, just got to do that to the other 3 corners. Let's flip this thing over and put the top on. Woo! And to attach the top to the rest of the workbench, I'm just going to use some glue and brad nails. I think that's going to be strong enough, and if it's not, I can always come back and add some screws later. And then to make sure that the brad nails are actually going into the rail that's located underneath this top, I've got the spacer that I can use. So as you can see, the thickness of this is the same as the offset that this edge of the plywood is to the location of the rail that's located underneath it. So I can just use that and line this up so it's flush on the edge, and then just put my brad nailer up next to it. And then I don't have to worry that a brad nail is shooting out the side. I know it's going to land right on that rail. Alright, so there we have it. We've got a simple workbench made from 1 sheet of plywood. We've got 3 tiers on it, and let's see, it's taken about 1 hour and 35 minutes. So I didn't finish this workbench within the hour that I wanted to, but at the end of the day, I'm really happy with this. Alright, to finish this, let's talk about the design of this really quickly. Obviously, we have one big constraint, and that was to get this whole workbench made from 1 sheet of plywood, and we accomplished that. Let me show you the scraps that I have left over. That's all that I have left over from that 1 sheet of plywood, and I think we did a pretty good job here. So the whole reason that I built this workbench was to replace that one right there. A couple of key features with this workbench is that it's got 3 tiers, unlike that one, which only has that top work surface. So with this one, the whole idea is that I can use this whole top surface to work on. And that might sound kind of obvious, right? But what tends to happen with that one is that it gets piled up with tools and other things that I'm not really working on at the time. But with this one, I've got the second tier under here, so that I can, let's say I'm sanding something and I need to set my sander down, but this whole surface is full of my project. Well, I can just set the sander right down here. Or let's say I come into the shop and I really want to just knock something out really quickly. I can just kind of take whatever is on that top surface, dump it on the second surface right here, and get to working right here. Now, obviously I've got a bigger bench over there, but that's just kind of the idea with this whole second surface right here. And then on the very bottom is room to store my planer and my belt and disc sander, because right now those just kind of live on the garage floor. And one of the best features of this is that it's mobile, right? So I've got some casters on this so I can move it around really easily if I need to get it out of the way, or if I want to roll it outside to sand something, I can do so really easily. And one other thing that I thought about when I was designing this is that I wanted this surface to be just below the surface of my table saw. That way, if the offcut from the table saw wanted to fall off this way, I've got an outfeed table, of course, that works, 90% of the time, but in the other 10% of the time when the piece wants to fall off this way, I can position this cart over here so that it has something to fall onto. Now, maybe you want to build the same cart, but you're kind of questioning how strong this thing is. Well, let me jump on this and see what happens. Seems just fine to me. Alright, that's a wrap for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope you learned something from it. If you want to make this same cart, I'll have the link to the downloadable plans in the description down below, so make sure to check those out if you're interested. If you enjoyed this video, it'd be awesome if you could hit that like button down below. That just tells YouTube that this was a decent video and maybe it should pass it on to some other person to watch. And also, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. That way you're notified every time I release a new video. Again, thank you for watching and until next time.